All right. Yo, yo, yo. What's good, everyone? Appreciate you guys for being here so early. And as, the days have rolled on, we have finally come back with another JoJo chapter. Now, to be honest, I'm not expecting anything too crazy this chapter. We just had the cliffhanger at the end of the last chapter with Bobby Jean using his ability, and I just assume this entire chapter is going to be an action chapter, so I'm not expecting anything too crazy, to be completely honest. But that doesn't mean it's not going to be good. So I'm very excited for what's going to happen in this chapter. Not expecting a wild reveal or anything like that, like it was with the last chapter. But I'm excited regardless. I hope we do see some more of Howler because they had a lot of potential, in my opinion, as a well-made character and a setup for the main villain, possibly. So I'm really excited to see what happens in this chapter. And with that, let's get into it. Chapter 18, Jojolands. I actually don't even know what it's called. I'm assuming it's just Bags Groove 3. But let's look at this because JoJo was the cover of Ultra Jump this month. So let's look into it. It says, Buy Back Destiny. Pretty fire. Pretty fire. We got the whole cast in a yellow aesthetic. I saw that there was this art recently that came out of a lot of the main characters where they had a yellow like highlighter kind of look. And that looked nice. We got everyone, and they got a little accent colors charming. It's got this pink little bow tie. Paco's got this blue, and Jody is like a blend of a lot of them with like blue. I see orange, green, pink, while a lot of the other characters usually have one, except Dragona actually. Dragona has quite a bit of color variety as well. So, with that, let's get into it. Chapter 18, Jojolands. That Girl's Bags Groove, Part 3. Now we see Bobby, Jean, and Lulu here. The Howler Assassins Set Loose. And then there's Volume 4 that came out. Probably got a cool little video for that as well. I always love the volume, like, animatics they do, taking the panels and, like, editing them to be really cool. Like that stuff a lot, so I'm definitely gonna have to peep that later. So yeah, I'm assuming we're just gonna see these two duke it out with our main characters for this chapter. So nothing crazy, but I'm excited. And some drama at the hospital while Usagi is suffering immensely. So let's get into it. Chapter 18, That Girl's Bags Groove, Part 3. And immediately we're yeah, literally immediately they are getting shot at still. We're just cutting directly after, of course. The super slow bullets make impact. And we got Charm. Oh, it's everyone except Usagi getting bodied right now. And there's this crazy zoom in of Jodio's face and the bullet like slowly like twisting into it. Bunch of cool like effects around it. I'm assuming this shot on the bottom left of the page is just showing the bullets approaching, showing that there's more than just this one. Because obviously there was a lot that was shot. Oh, okay. So we're just cutting away from that. We just see them die and they walked away. Which is cool because we didn't really see them walk away. That was one of the cliffhanger things. Like, okay, the bullets are shot, but where did they go? So I'm excited to see that, how that works around. So, Agent Bobby Jean, she's like finicking all around, being all antsy. I'd really like to be part of your family. Would that maybe be okay? I think it would be kind of nice. I want to be your child, Bobby Jean. And he is silent completely. What? Huh? Well, since, I don't have any parents of my own, I was hoping to be, like, adopted. Oh, that's sad. I promise I'll always be good, so please, it's okay, isn't it? Oh, this could be really bad, actually. So obviously, Lulu's whole thing is that she's like, I need this, I need this, I need this, I need this. And now it's like, this is something that's actually, like, maybe this is something she does need. Someone in her life to, like, actually like her. So maybe, this will be a deeper look into this character if, we continue this. And that's really interesting, the family of my own thing, because a lot of people were speculating that Lulu was going to be connected to Howler in some way. Maybe that's why. Maybe Howler called her specifically because she is lonely, and if she was able to, do something for him, he would appreciate her, want to take care of her, stuff like that. That's really interesting. It's okay, isn't it? I want to be your daughter, Bobby Jean. Also, I love you. Lulu, I'm not sure what you're feeling right now that would make you say that, but I already have 3 children of my own, and children aren't exactly easy on the bank. And besides, my wife doesn't even know you. I really doubt she'd approve of it. And Lulu, all that buy me this, buy me that you were doing before, if one of the kids in my household acted like that, I'd give their behind a whooping. That kind of girl is maddening. Huh? Why? Why? It's the truth. I bought you those things because we're together for work. But didn't you buy those things because you love me? Nope. Otherwise, I'd give your behind a whooping. What is going on? This is insane. This is so weird. Hey now, are you crying? Simmer down. Good things will come your way eventually, I'm sure. Blow your nose. By the way, Lulu, what are you waiting here on this bench for? Oh no. This is so bad. It's like she totally misinterpreted the buying stuff. I knew that would be what would, bite her in the butt at the end of the day. So that's unfortunate. She's crying. Well, she go back to floor B1 pretty soon, right? I wonder if they're dead at this point. I mean, those 5 down there? Yeah, there should be. But it's possible not all of them are. This is a hospital, so they'll heal someone if they're injured. I wonder what's going on about the sick one. What are you going to do once we get back to the basement? Do you have some other orders you have to fulfill, Lulu? And Bobby Jean, absolutely knows because of the phone call. But I like how he's keeping it. He's got the raised eyebrow other orders? Other orders? I need to make sure. It's vital I know whether they've all died. Suppose so. But if we head over, we might find ourselves a sea of blood. Oh, looks like we've identified one of them. His appearance matches Paco Laborante's, age 19. He has military experience and had a dishonorable discharge. As for the others, they're probably still minors. What? What? I guess that's what happened. That's how Paco got so swole. I guess that would track. That's wild though. Alright, they're still getting shot. We're back to them. The bullets are going slow. And there's just Paco getting absolutely bodied right now. That was a good segue, by the way. Showing Paco and then showing Paco, obviously. Good segue. Everyone's trying to cover up. And then someone grabs the back of Paco's collar. Probably Charming Man, seeing how this one panel is showing the position of all the characters. And maybe? I can't tell. I actually can't tell. Because I assume this would be Dragona, but there's no hand on the collar on this panel here. So it's either Dragona or Charming Man. And they're all screaming. They're all doing their grunts and all that. But it's funny, now they're doing a Matrix bullet time moment unintentionally because the bullets are just so slow. They're pushing their way in, Dragona. You gotta use your smooth operators. Damn it. 6 of them are hitting me. They're slowly digging into me. Hurry, pull them out. Oh, and that worked. Okay, wow. Wow. So, that just worked really well. And I guess Charming Man isn't really being affected because his weird, skin stand is just crackling under the pressure of the bullet, and he does a stand call with a cool like font they used here. I really like this font that they chose for the stands. And yeah, it just breaks kind of like glass. Goes through no problem, because he could probably heal himself back up. This is a grotesque panel right here, with a bullet going through Jojo's cheek and coming into his mouth because of how slow it is. That is vile. You know, Araki is always really, really gory. Not always, but when he's able to get like a body horror, you know, gore shot, like he knows how to nail it a lot of the time. This is crazy. Wow. And it goes through his cheek, and seemingly he turns his head so it goes out of his mouth. Or does it go through the other one too? I think it might go through the other one because there's like a splatter of blood out of the one side of his face. So it could be that. Wow. Wow. Insane. I can't tell who's screaming this. Probably Paco again. They're flying slowly, and people are looking at them. There's people in the distance seeing these 4 kids on the ground, the bullets, but there they go. And the bullets eventually hit walls and then poke holes through the walls, obviously. This is the work of a pursuer, a stand user, where they shoot from. They mention pursuit again, by the way. Mention pursuit, connecting the two stand users, obviously, with this theme of pursuit, with obviously Lulu having the disease one, Bobby Jean having the gun one. Very cool. Where'd they shoot from? They came from down that way. Does this mean somebody figured out who we are and they're after us? Did anyone see what happened? How are those bullets fired? Is something wrong? Are you alright? Us. No problems here. Go ahead and take care of the patients who need help. They literally were all just shot by bullets. And they're like, we're fine. Like, Paco's got like four bullet wounds that I could see immediately. Wild. These bullets aren't automatic pursuer types, so someone was able to track us here somehow. This is bad. I can't believe they already got to us. This is way too fast. No, I wouldn't say that. This actually makes me feel hopeful. Alright, interesting. I thought JoJo would not be hopeful whatsoever. I thought he would be more of a pessimist in the situation, but let's see what he's saying. Okay. It means something of monetary value is already gathering towards this lava rock. In other words, the enemy is pursuing us because they've realized they're losing assets. The enemy's face probably went white as a ghost when they saw how much money they lost. And this is $50 billion worth of land we're talking about. If something of that value is moving right now, it means it's moving towards us. Howler, huh? There's 2 of them here. This is a very cool little back-to-back panel here with Charming Man and JoJo. I really like this. A Howler pursuer. So, this guy and the one with the automatic pursuit lesion stand. Oh, and look at Usagi. He's still in the middle of it, but he's in the process of making an MRI with the Matakudasai. DNA. What the okay, he's tweaking right now. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. NDA is non-disclosure agreement. MRI is man's a real idiot. He's tweaking. He's actually tweaking right now. He's laughing maniacally and screaming and coughing up blood and all that. Looks like he's at his limit. We've got to kill him fast. If we don't beat the enemy's stand in his body, he'll be in real trouble. Start the scanning. Oh, I guess they did it. Wow. Start by scanning the inside of Usagi's brain. JoJo and I will stand guard. The enemy already fired off 12 shots without us noticing. I didn't even hear any gunshots. The shooter is using a silencer. They recovered the cartridges, too. I only heard one shot. That was probably the last one fired. And the bullets moved toward us slowly, allowing them to kill everybody without anyone realizing they were shot from. Allowing them to kill everybody without anyone realizing where they shot from. That's their stand. They might be able to control the speed of the bullets. That would be cool. So it's not just a slow, but it's like a slow and fast stand. And that would make sense how they were able to just vanish immediately. Like they were affected going fast while the bullets were slow. That would be really cool. Okay, so I like the stand speed theory. I like this. This is fun. I'm kind of confused what they mean by allowing them to kill everybody without anyone realizing where they were shot from. Did they kill more people? That's what I'm kind of like, I don't know what's happened there. But we continue. The enemy must have fired their shots and then went off somewhere. You think they'll come back to this hallway? You can bet on it. They didn't finish us off after all. Even if they fled, they should still be hiding out somewhere. Another attack is going to be vital for this enemy, so they need to be ready to do that. And when they do, we'll take them down instead. With the stand ability, they weren't shooting with a rifle. They fired from some distance, so they probably got into that elevator. They're most likely on a floor above us now. Which is true. They were on a floor above us. Usagi is... What? I can't tell what this white line on Usagi's face is. Usagi, don't move. Do your best to stay perfectly still. Kind Kidra dude. Okay, we got images. Oh, it's the light from the MRI going up his face. That's why it's around it. Okay. Okay, we got images. Here's the first one. Dragona, don't get too close to the entrance. And close that door. An MRI uses magnetic resonance to take pictures of the inside of the body. It's generally harmless, but I've heard bringing metal close to it can be dangerous. What is going on? So Dragona's like jewelry is getting stuck. Yeah, and they got one in their arm as well, so that too. The wire's caught too. Looks like tattoos can burn too. You gotta watch out for that. And of course tattoos can burn, and Dragona's covered in tattoos. But we're in a hurry to take photos. So I guess you just gotta put up with that level of magnetism. Hurry and figure out if they got the lesion. Okay, I'm getting more images. Oh. Okay. The entire, like, tray that they use to carry stuff in the hospital is getting sucked in. And there's, like, this elderly person coming out of an elevator. And Paco and JoJo look very... Well, Paco looks sus. But JoJo's like... by this rando. Let's see. You stay here, JoJo. I'm going to go check the first floor. So there's this lady, a nurse, and a old person. It's a hospital gown, so I can't tell. But a lady, a nurse, and some elderly person. Paco, walking around, sees Bobby Jean immediately with Lulu. Oh my god. The drama. The stare down right now is wild. Okay. Paco just glares at Lulu. They know. They definitely know. This is gonna be so bad. I love this paneling here where the eyes are just a much darker shade. That's really cool. I don't think I've seen Araki do that before. So interesting change. I kind of like it. And they stare at JoJo as well, I assume. And they're on B2 right now, not B1. Oh no, they are on B1? Oh, they were in the elevator as well. I see. They were just hiding away from their view. That's what's up. So that's why Paco was standing on the side, then sees the lady, then goes. There's a cool double page right here with the agent having the gun behind his back. Very cool paneling here. And they got a little flower motif going on. That's cute. And it's just, oh my god. How did they... How? How did that even happen? And the agent and little girl walk out the room, but somehow he ditches the gun. Somehow. Let's see. How did that even happen? Alright, well, somehow it happened. I think it does have to do with speed. I think that's realistically what it's got to be. Alright. Lulu sees that Dragona and Charming Man are still doing their thing. Agent Bobby Jean, what exactly is going on here? Who the hell are these people? They're all still alive. Yep, suppose so. Looks like there's no sea of blood. The bullets hit their mark, but these people defended against them. In that case, we'll have to carefully take each one of them out, one by one. And the elevator closes? Oh my god! No, he's so cold. He's so cold. It's gotta be a speed thing. It's gotta be. Because they walk away and the bullets just appear. It's gotta be something like that. Maybe he shot inside the elevator? That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. That just makes sense. Because why would he have the gun out in the elevator if he wasn't setting something up as like a trap? That's gotta be it. Alright. Paco heads to the elevator. No JoJo, just Paco. We got this elevator door closing. And then that sound just now. And it's filled with bullets. Yep. The elevator's filled with bullets, so it was a setup. Those two, the ones that just got off. Okay, that's pretty funny. I love whenever Araki puts like people's faces in speech bubbles. It's so like funny. This one, Tyson, appreciate you for the song. This one, it's just them in exact like rip of the panel that was like not too long ago. That's so funny. We just see it in like a dramatic bubble. That's kind of sick. I've never seen him do that. But I like it. I like it. And Paco's getting bodied right now. This honestly is probably a good ability for him because the hustle can just remove stuff and move stuff around. So this might not be able to damage him too much. But this is a lot, to be fair. So he elbows one of the panels in the elevator and probably is going to use the hustle to use it as a shield. Yep, he is. This is such a sick ability. I love this ability. JoJo, those two that look like a father and daughter are the shooters. They're right in front of you. Oh my god, and the whole elevator crashes. Like, I highly doubt that Paco is dead. Highly. I highly doubt that he's dead. But I could see it. Because it's so, like an elevator crashing. He's in a big metal like shield. Like that could protect him, obviously. But I don't know. I don't know. I just Charming Man, we're not gonna make it. We need to head into his body soon or he's done for. Don't move Usagi's body. It's not done taking photos. And he's just covered in blood. He's taking a turn for the worse. And Usagi's now just like a zombie or something, just ripping at Dragona's hair. Usagi. Okay, this is wild. I can't tell what's going on with this MRI plot. Like, it's soaked in blood. He's like a zombie. It's so gross. Okay. Now we're doing a cutaway. Back to the bankers from last chapter. Now, this was a really good plot line. I enjoyed this a lot. We hit him real hard the moment his jet landed. I'll bet that Howler asshole is just trembling in utter shock right now. And then they're doing some evil laughs. Evil laughs. His loan from us at the bank was $30 billion. And Howler has the land. We've got to collect from him and fast. Before there's an arrest warrant out for that country bumpkin. And his assets are frozen. But this being a major money matter and all, my nerves have really made my stomach hurt. Ugh. I'm going to get a prescription for stomach medicine written for me. You wait right there for a minute, okay? Oh! What? So, okay, that's so sick. So, obviously the elevator crashed, right? But there was a little opening right at the bottom of the store right here. And then at the exact moment, maybe not the exact moment, because the bullets are slow. But, oh, that's so wild. So, wow, okay. The elevator crashes, and the bullets are still bouncing all around here, obviously, and that's what caused the crash in the first place. Then this banker guy shows up from last chapter, and immediately, I guess he doesn't see the bullets, I guess, because it's right in front of his face, and it might not be slow anymore, it might be going normal speed. Regardless, dude gets shot right here in the head and dies. Like, I'm just going to straight up assume this guy is dead. I'm just going to assume that. Wow. That was a great cliffhanger. I truly didn't expect that. Truly didn't expect that. This is what makes this so just like... It's a Rocky's wild ride, of course. You know, that's always what JoJo's has been. But that was a crazy... twist. That was a crazy twist because one of the things I expected in this series, in this part, I guess, one of the things I thought was going to happen was that obviously Howler is going to be like a villainous figure, but I don't think he's going to be the big bad. I think it's going to be some stuff that's like when the bank was introduced, I was like, we're going to take the money from Howler. The first thing I thought was, especially after Howler said something along the lines of, oh, I had the rock. Basically him being JoJo before JoJo, right? That only makes sense that the people, you know, who are in charge of the money, not the people who make the money, would be something even higher. So I was like, oh, are the bank people really going to be the villains? And Howler would be some kind of a villainous figure, but not the big bad. So this threw me. This really threw me. And I like it. I like it a lot, obviously. I did not expect this change or development at all. I thought this was going to be something we really focused on. So yeah, no, that was a really enjoyable chapter, obviously. Excited to see how this is going to pan out. Usagi's going insane. Paco, we have no idea what he's up to. He could be brutally injured as well. Again, not sure if he's dead. Not going to say that. This dude is dead. This banker guy, there's no chance he's alive. This old Joshu looking guy, dead. Absolutely dead. and Usagi's going crazy. So we got two of our main characters in mortal peril, as always in JoJo. And Bobby Jean and Lulu, they're now right near Jodio, Dragona, and Charming Man. And it seems like they're being set up for like something bigger than I expected, which is really cool. With this moment here, who the hell are these people? They're all still alive. Yep, suppose so. Looks like there's no sea of blood. The bullets hit their mark, but these people defended against them. In that case, we'll have to carefully take each of them out one by one. That is amazing setup for these guys to be like recurring villains. And it's cool. They got this dad-daughter dynamic. And obviously, if these guys are recurring villains, I'm curious to see how this is going to pan out with all that stuff at the beginning. That was like their entire relation being shown. Like, oh, I want you to adopt me. I don't have a family. And he's like, I don't really like you. Like, that was so funny. And it made Lulu a bit more empathetic. Made her a bit more empathetic. It's like, oh, I guess she wants stuff so bad because she hasn't had a family. So, I don't know. I'm excited to see more of these characters for sure. I'm starting to get like kind of attached to them, especially because they're building on a connection. So I hope they do become recurring villains. I hope they do. All right, but let's read some of the chat. Again, appreciate you guys for reading along with me. This chapter was a lot faster than a lot of the other ones I've read, I feel, because even though there was actually a lot more development than I expected, to be completely honest with you. Like this Lulu and Bobby Jean stuff, I didn't expect at all. Banker stuff, completely didn't expect. And Paco with the setup, with the bullets, was really cool. I enjoyed that a lot. And Usagi stuff, just still going on. So, yeah, that was a great chapter. But let's get into the chat. Let's see. Axon 5150 says, I'm betting her family fell ill. I could definitely see that being the case, especially with her being in a hospital. That'd be a really cool way of reincorporating, like, because when you think of Lulu at the start of the story, you remember her being in that fight at the hospital. That'd be really cool if her family got sick, just a simple way to have that through line, connect with us. I would like that. Is it just me, or were the bullets Bobby Jean shot from his stand look like they were ... spinning? No, I definitely think that. I will say, I'm not entirely sure if it's this like spin. I'm not going to say that by any means, but I did notice like rings around the bullet. It's like, to be as normal as possible, it's probably just a reference to the Matrix, because the Matrix is a popular thing. And especially because the bullets are slow. It's like, oh, it's like the Matrix, But it could be the spin. It could. It would be kind of crazy if a stand has a spin-esque kind of thing. But, I mean, a lot of... I think Gyro's stand was only a thing because of the spin, if I remember correctly. So it's not impossible. And obviously Tusk had a bunch of, like, blending of the two techniques. Good chapter. Yeah, spinning like drills, kinda. Do you think his stand is better than whole horses? Now, obviously we haven't had too much of this stand, so I need to see more. Obviously the setup with the bullets, awesome. Amazing setup. If he can change the speed of the bullets, I would love that. That would be the perfect outcome for me, because that would have it be definitively different from whole horses. Whole horse obviously had a lot of variety, being able to maneuver the bullets, easily. And the speed could be slow or fast, but I don't know. I kind of like the normalcy of it could just be there. Whole horse could not do just a bullet that's just slowly there. It's always about maneuvering, and he could slowly maneuver it to change direction. But the bullet just sitting there until like a snap, and then they all go. So cool. So cool. And that's obviously why he needs a silencer, because it'll just be silently there, and he could like place it all over. So cool. Maybe the bullets are invisible to non-stand users. I thought about that. I thought about that for sure. But with it being, I don't know if the gun itself is the stand or if it's the silencer that's a stand. I don't know, but I think the bullets maybe are invisible. That's what I'm leaning to. So I'm excited to see that. But the banker guy did see the bullet. I think he did at least. So I don't know about that. Do you think the bullet finding the banker is related to Howler's stand? Interesting. Obviously, we can't really go that far on that idea, but I do think it's interesting. I think it's more related to the money stuff because the banker, right, says this. The banker says, his loan from us at the bank was $30 billion, and Howler has land. We've got to collect from him and fast before there's an arrest warrant out for that country bumpkin and his assets are frozen. They were a threat to the thing that was coming to Dragona, Jodio, all of them. The banker was directly an opposition to them getting what they want. And I think the universe essentially had some kind of thing like, oh, well, you can't get it because these guys are supposed to because they have the rock. That's what I think. I don't think it's necessarily related to Howler's stand. I think it's the rock itself doing some shenanigans to get rid of some external threats. The banker guy had papers that are now probably going to the gang. Yep, exactly. Some info on Howler, stuff like that. Completely agree. Okay. Now, Kev, I do have a fun theory regarding Akka Howler's stand name. And then this is the theory right here. I think the stand name will be named after a Hawaiian folk song being Better Together. Better Together is about a guy going through hardships, but he has his girl to keep him up. Just like how Howler right now is going through a rough time financially and needs the lava rock to keep him up. And lava rocks in Hawaiian lore are associated with a Hawaiian goddess. Very cool idea. I enjoyed that a lot. And it's cool that it's called Better Together, and he's obviously alone, seemingly, with only people that are after him for, like, money. So that's cool. I kind of like that. And I was going to bring this up, but you did too. Also, Better Together parallels Usagi's last name, Aloha Oe, and Matsukudasai songs about two lovers from far away, with the relationship about to end. There you go. I was going to say Aloha Oe, obviously, Araki's already referenced, Hawaiian music in general, so having Howler, which could be a very prominent character in the story, referencing it as well would be perfect. So, I like that a lot. What's good, Winston? Appreciate you stopping by. When you say you're not supposed to take lava rocks because they could cause curses, so drawing fortune is an interesting opposition to it. Exactly. Because I think what's interesting about this is you could interpret this entire thing as a positive or a negative. Like, if you're like, oh, anything I want can be drawn to me, obviously that makes it sound good on the outset, but what if it's like an unintentionally, oh, it's drawn to me kind of thing? It would be seen as a negative. I think it's all about how people would view things in this scenario. Like, if someone randomly stumbled across this rock and then all of a sudden things just start like flying to him and like some random occurrence, it would be seen as maybe a negative. I don't know. It's really interesting. Really interesting. But obviously, you're obviously correct there. You're not supposed to take them because it could cause curses. That is true. That is a reason you're not supposed to take stuff. I'm curious if Lulu and Bobby Jean is supposed to be a more serious take on the Oingo and Whole Horse team up. I like that. I like that because they just delved into their relationship a bit. That's not something Araki did at all, really, with Oingo and Whole Horse, so I like that. I like that. Jodio sewed his own wound, really? Where was that? Oh, I see it right here. Wow, I didn't notice this at all. Wow. That's kind of crazy that I went to the exact page, by the way. I literally and there it was. Cool. That was a really grotesque panel, by the way. Him getting shot in the cheek and like the zoom in. That was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, and you could see the stitching on the inside. He is insane. This is an insane teenage child. Like many JoJo characters. Insane teenage child. JoJo Bobby Jean encounter would be interesting and could be next chapter, November Rain versus Glory Days. Yeah, I could definitely see that being the case, but I don't know at the same time. I mean, Bobby Jean and Lulu walking away, JoJo seemingly is looking at them like, oh, something's up with them kind of vibes. Maybe he heard what Paco said. Maybe. But I definitely think, I hope that, here's the thing. I don't want them to go away because I think that's set up for that line right there. We have to take them all out one by one. That's hype. That is hype. That's like, oh, that's a villain you have to remember. You're going to remember these characters. They are important. So I'm looking forward to seeing them more because of that line alone. Because it's like whenever they show up, it's a threat. Because obviously there's going to be other villains that are sent after these guys. I would assume other villains are going to show up. But these guys are the big deal because they are right under Howler, who, again, could be the main villain. So I'm excited to see them more. And I do think an encounter between JoJo and Bobby Jean and Lulu, obviously, would be hype. Would be very, very hype. But at the exact same time, I'm like, if they already encounter JoJo right now, then I feel like the hype is kind of lessened. So I'm in a weird dilemma with that right there. It was page 21. Really page 20, because it was the Ultra Jump cover, then the cover page. So, yeah. Because of the similarity to Usagi, I think Howler will have some significance to it. What? Because of the similarity to Usagi, I think Howler will have some significance to... I don't know why him is capitalized, but some significance to him. What we know about Howler is he came from a poor lifestyle, so you'd think he related to JoJo. However, both Usagi and Howler have massive spending habits, so I wonder if they're setting up Howler to be an enemy for Usagi. I will be honest with you, don't see that at all. Gonna be completely honest. Do not see this through line here. I think he's obviously meant to be a JoJo parallel, like very obviously. And don't get me wrong, I get what you mean by the spending habits stuff, but do you remember how JoJo was introduced? Let's pull that up real quick. Let's pull that up because that was a lot. That was a lot. Some people are like this. I'm like this. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, let's go here. It's probably might be in chapter 2 though. Let me see. Is it chapter 2? Some people are like this, I'm like this. No, here it is. Meanwhile, this is me, also this. Like that's all I'm saying. Meanwhile, this is me. This is me. Like, this dude, when he gets to, get money, he's not going to just do nothing with it. He's clearly going to use this money to make it a big change. I think the difference between Usagi and Howler is that, as blunt as it is to say, Usagi is a moron. Howler clearly was on the grind set for this money and found some opportunity to do it and then got rich. I think, obviously, Howler is a bit eccentric and weird at this point, and because of all the stuff that these guys are doing to him, it makes him look like he's got spending habits, but he's like a billionaire. He could spend it on whatever he wanted because he just had that money forever. We don't know what he was like back in the day. We have no idea. So we can't just compare him to Usagi. And now I know what you might be thinking. We can't just compare him to JoJo either. And that's completely fair. That's completely fair. But I think he's clearly meant to be set up as the parallel to JoJo, showing, oh, this is what JoJo could be like in the future. You know, kind of like an omen of what's to come. Because think about what Rohan said earlier in the arc. Are you going to trust any of these people when you get the money? And then look at what Howler was when he was introduced. Alone, only with his flight attendants, you know, being all over him for his money. I don't know. Even the people who are supposed to care about him consider him like some country bumpkin who is stupid. So I don't see it. I don't see it. I feel like we're definitely going to get something. I think we're going to get something. Also, there's no talk about Paco being in the military. Can we talk about that? No, that was interesting. That was interesting. I think that's going to be the reason why he was so, like, swole. Because I remember when he was introduced, they literally said he, like, completely changed how he looked. I think it was around here. Where is it? Here. Yep. He was chubby 2 years ago, but just look at him now. He's super built with all those muscles. Yeah. He definitely, if he was chubby before, the military is what made him swole. The military training and all that. A dishonorable discharge means you do something really bad and then get kicked out of the military, and they are not going to credit you for working. Like, it is not a good look. So he definitely did some bad stuff, without a doubt. And I mean, he is working with drug dealers, so that's not too shocking that he got dishonorably discharged from the military. This might be a random character that won't appear again, but you think that lady knows Paco or will come back? I assume you mean this person walking out the elevator. I assume that the lady was kind of meant to show some kind of, oh, everything's fine, you know, the little smile, like, oh, it's all good. And obviously then that would lead to the, oh, you know, moment when they run into Bobby Jean and Lulu coming out of the elevator, obviously. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Ouch. Let me see. So what if because Paco was given dishonorable discharge, I'm curious if that's why his dad bit his ear off. I mean, maybe, but I think it would probably be something that happened earlier in his life that would lead to him wanting to join the military to have some type of stability, some type of structure, but even then he couldn't do it because he got dishonorably discharged. I'm just going to assume his dad was a piece of crap, you know, because you don't do that to your kids. You don't do that. So that's what I think, looking for some kind of stability, which would actually, speaking of parallels, that would be a really interesting connection, I guess, for Lulu, because that's what she's searching for, in my opinion. She's always like, oh, I want this, I want that. She wants all these like materialistic things that don't actually matter. What she actually wants is a family, clearly. But she can't do that because she's so materialistic and obsessed with other stuff and not willing, at least at this point, to change. Maybe she will as the story goes on. But, I don't know. I think that connection is something more tactful. You know, you could take something from that. But yeah, that's just something I'm thinking off the top. Nothing crazy, but it's just like, hey, look, family trauma. There's a connection. But they all got family trauma, probably. You know, knowing JoJo, everyone is going to suffer. The only one who so far doesn't have family trauma is Usagi, but he's got a lot more issues at the moment, so that's what that is. But yeah, with that was a very enjoyable chapter. Very excited for next month. I don't think there's any hiatuses, so obviously expecting a chapter next month as well. Thoroughly enjoyed that one. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And I would probably give that like an 8 or a 9. Really enjoyable. I thought that there was a lot more than I expected. A lot more. A lot of very... what's it called? I don't know what the word is. Basically, there was a lot more than I expected. A lot more reveals, a lot more developments, like the Bobby Jean Lulu stuff. Didn't expect that. Paco lore, didn't expect that. That fight in the elevator was really cool. Enjoyed that a lot. And, of course, the end with the banker. Did not expect that at all. That was great. So someone told me this. Sorry for bringing him up. But remember when Toru brought... I love how it's like, we're not even talking about it. Sorry for bringing him up, Toru. Sorry, that's funny. Remember when Toru brought up how he has people in line waiting for the Rokakaka? What if Howler was one of his clients? I mean, honestly, I can obviously see that being the case. It's like, Toru, like, rich doctor guy with a miracle fruit. Of course some rich guy is going to want it. And he just recently had a whole nerd out about some Japanese food. He's clearly probably aware of this kind of stuff. With Hawaii and Japan being, relatively close. I'm going to put huge air quotes around relatively, but, Yeah, I could definitely see that being the case. I highly doubt he's coming back into the story. Highly, highly, highly doubt that, but that would be wild. A wild, like, oh, that, and then nothing. Like a little, but Araki doesn't do that too often. Like just a name drop. It's usually something deeper. So, who knows? Are you going to Japan tomorrow? That's pretty hype. Hopefully you enjoy your trip. Hope you enjoy. Speaking of a trip, over the next, that was a crazy segue. Speaking of a trip, starting on Thursday the 22nd, I'm going to be going on a relatively long trip. I'm going to be going to Anime NYC, meeting up with a bunch of friends in the, YouTube community, all that. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hoping to see a bunch of really cool stuff. And, maybe we'll even see some Part 9 cosplayers. When I was there last year, there were no Part 9 cosplayers. Absolutely zero. There was a single Gappy cosplayer. I saw Hot Pants. Hot Pants was really cool. I saw Diego with like a tail. That was really cool. There's a really great gyro. So Part 7 obviously had stuff. There was one single Jojolands cosplayer. One single one. So maybe we'll get more. Who knows? And maybe any Part 9 characters. That would be pretty cool. I'll be very excited to see that. But after that, I'm going to be going on another trip. It's like the trip is continuing. And I will be back in September, the start of September. So it will be a relatively extended break for me putting out stuff. But I'm hoping to get some stuff out when I can. So with that, hopefully you enjoyed this stream. I hope you did. And with that, yeah. I'm going to hopefully get a video out before I leave on Thursday. So I hope you guys find it interesting. I probably will try and get a video out on like a recap kind of thing. Not a recap thing essentially, but what I've considered doing more for videos is not like crazy big, like, oh, this is going to change everything. It's like, this is something I really enjoy in this thing. Here's why, here's the possibilities of this. And I'm doing my first video like that. And I'm hoping to get it out before the trip. It's not a JoJo video. It's a One Piece video. But I want to try this style out. So I'm hoping that goes well. And if you guys could give it a watch, that would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, that's really going to be it from me. Great chapter, like I said. Definitely enjoyable. And I'm looking forward to seeing more. and seeing what happens. You know, I'm excited for the potential of these characters. A lot of potential with Bobby Jean and Lulu, more than I expected, but that makes me hype. I'm actually getting attached to these villains, so it's cool. And yeah, looking forward to what comes next. Hope we see Howler again, because he was pretty hype, but I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see him until like next year. So with that, that's going to be it for me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Take care.